terms of the pictures today, why this is so important to me to show customers and clients and students and whoever in a part of our courses, is that when you're going to pick up and you're going to try to work out of this tray, it's actually not ergonomical. See this? Like it's not, like you're reaching in, and see how like you're bending your arm funny now. You're activating this neck muscle. You're activating all of the like you're putting a lot of pressure on every single tendon. And when you're trying to do it like this, on top of that, you fucking have like you're trying to see how I'm actually picking up the tray, but you can't actually separate a really nice eyelash on there. Okay, like see how the tray lifts up. You need as much resistance as you can get. So at least what I do, if I'm gonna work out of a tray and I don't feel like cleaning one of these off and, you know, doing all that crap afterwards when you have to like wash the tape off, what I would do is I would pull one of these strips off, and then I would stick it onto here, tape it down so there's as much resistance. So when I go to pull up, what was holding the lash onto that strip it's easily removed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so...
I'm going to send you the recording of this.
But what if you rip the lash in half?
You can't. They're super strong. Super strong. The lashes themselves...
So they come in a package like this?
Yes. They're made of premium synthetic mink. They're not going to... They won't cut in half.
So this wouldn't be for one customer, would it?
No. No. I would say with this type of product, you're probably going to be able to do... Depends if you're using all one length that you're talking about, or if you use multiple trays. But generally speaking, let's say you used only one length, which I've done with 8mm with lots of clients who have no eyelashes. Generally, that would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say about 5 strips, and there's 20 that come in each. So if I only used one length on one person all the way across, it would probably this entire tray, if I was only doing that, would last 4 clients who I can charge $200 Canadian.
Per client?
Per client.
So are you using 5 because you're trying and it rips, trying and it rips?
Bit of both, and you're actually making them, and this is the number of lashes that are pretty much going to be on someone's eyes. You can actually compact it that much because there's different layers in the lash. This is one straight line. You can have like a lash that grows up here on your eyelid, in the middle, and underneath. So there's multiple layers that you need to fill up.
So are the layers all the same length? Or you're using different lengths for the layers?
You generally would do different lengths. That's why this is 8mm.
Yeah,
and then this is 9. This is literally only 1 millimeter longer, but it helps it blend better.
So when you're selling this product now, are you selling them as a package or individual, and then they have to figure out how much they want?
And that's why they need my courses, because then I would explain to them, sometimes you can get away with just using one length. Sometimes if you're doing something
how many do you have on this today?
What I would say, these are just strips though, what I'm wearing, but for me, probably 1,000, 2,000 lashes.
No, the more like the ones you have on.
These are just falsies. They're just stick-ons.
Oh, they're just stick-ons.
But if I was to equivalate something like a full set of lashes like this that would be on my face, probably about 2,000 lashes.
And these are permanent?
Semi-permanent, like your lashes will shed, but that's yes.
So how long before you come back and have to get?
My clients, I have told them time and time again, they must come at 3 weeks because I
take them off, put them back
every
on.
single outgrown lash, so they always look flawless. But during the quarantine, I had so many clients calling me and texting me a month and a half in saying, they still look great. I don't think I need to take them off yet.
Right.
I can't guarantee that, but here's the thing. I can teach people a course and still not guarantee it, but tell them that that is the probability. What I can guarantee is that the lashes will last 3 weeks, because that's the industry standard. That's like the minimum in my opinion, but most lash artists can't even meet that because they don't have the right tools, they don't have the right products, they don't have the right setup, they don't have the right ergonomics, they don't have all the preparation to do the job. And that's what I want to do. That's what I want to show people. Right?
Cool.
So that's that.
And that's the content of the courses that we're going to be implementing.
That's exactly right. Because the thing is that, you know, when I was a new lash artist, I was so frustrated because the courses were so expensive and they didn't give you the nuts and bolts of actually doing things. They gave you concepts, they showed you pictures. theory
No
up the
practical.
walls. No practical. And for me, I will give you the 10% of theory that you need to like operate a good, healthy
Yeah.
business. Understand, you know, safety, prevention, all those things. But you also genuinely need to have lots of theory. People need lots of hands-on practice because there's so many different little things that are happening when you're just trying to do this job.
Have people ever had an allergic reaction to the materials that the lashes are made
All
from?
the time. All the time.
Really?
When they're improperly used, all the time. Because this type of lash adhesive is actually fucking flammable.
Oh yeah?
This contains cyanoacrylate. All lash extension adhesive contains cyanoacrylate. That's because cyanoacrylate isn't a glue, okay? It's an acrylate. It's basically what's inside of nails, similar. Acrylic.
Right.
Acrylic nails, acrylate, okay? Something in this family. This stuff, when it's wet, is actually super flammable when it comes into contact with cotton because it actually releases heat. Do you notice that most people, when they have an allergic reaction with their eyes, it looks like they have a burn? That's because it's kind of what it is. You're getting a small heat release, and when people use too much adhesive, the fumes that are coming off of it first, that's what makes your eyes all irritated and reactive. But what happened just before the fumes was the heat.
So
heat
what happens when they
release.
get an allergic reaction? They just get itchy eye and they have to rip it off?
Their eyes blow up, pretty much.
They what?
Like a tennis ball. Like your eyes are going to look huge.
It happens immediate?
No, for some people it can take a few days, but that is when, first of all, the technician is using too much adhesive and it doesn't cure the moment it contacts
So
the lash.
what's your responsibility as the makeup artist?
As the eyelash extensionist,
Yeah.
it's my responsibility to properly prepare my client, to make sure that it's comfortable so that they're not opening their eyes at all during the procedure. My responsibility is to make sure that they're clean, they'll adhere well, make sure that when that client lays down on the bed and their eyes are closed, I have the proper methods to prepare their eyes by taping them as well and by putting some sort of weight on the top lid to prevent their eyes from opening. So that way, during the entire process, their eyes are closed. There's none of the fumes or the heat getting in there. And then also, my responsibility is to know the exact appropriate amount of adhesive to put on each eyelash so they don't get a burn and so that it cures. Cyanoacrylate is completely safe when it's totally cured. And it just requires a little bit of moisture, which is something that I will show you exactly how to do, but not give it too much moisture so that it does something called polymerize. Polymerization happens when it cures too quickly with water and it turns white.
So,
It doesn't say matte black the way that the adhesive should.
So how do you measure, or is it a skill? You have to sort of know intuitively how much of that
It can be measured, but it's a very small amount. It's like
Is there like droplet?
1/1000. Yeah, it comes in a droplet, and then I have these little flower rings that I'll show you guys. And basically, you're using 1/1000th of a milliliter, pretty much. It's very like you literally touch it. It's not even a milliliter.
So are you measuring it based on a person's face, based on
Based on the number of lashes that I'm putting on their individual lash. So generally speaking, you select an individual eyelash, you look at it, you go, what is the most appropriate length to put on my client? What is she trying to accomplish? How can I make this blend? And so you have to sit there, look at the lash, pick up the right amount of lashes to put on that lash, dip it in the adhesive, put it on the lash, make sure you hold it just long enough that it cures.
Yeah.
Not dries, cures.
Cures,
It's not wet. And then release. And then you have to make sure that none of the other lashes are touching it during that time so it doesn't get stuck to the next one.
So let's say now you do this process. The client goes home, and when they're watering, when they can bathe, they can shower.
Yep, generally I recommend to wait about 24 hours if possible.
Okay.
So they don't polymerize, but like they should be fine.
And then if their eye does puff up,
Shouldn't, but if it does,
they call you?
they call me.
And then-
well, generally my recommendations is obviously to seek medical help.
Like go to the hospital?
Not the hospital, your family doctor. You can call your family doctor. I would recommend first. Hospital is a little intense because you're gonna have a long wait time. And then most times though, my clients don't get it anymore because of all the things I do beforehand. And the 1% who do generally have a lot of previous allergic reactions,
Right.
and they generally take a hydrocortisone. I'm not a doctor. I'm making this recommendation. This is what clients have told me they did, okay? And you should check with your doctor anytime you do anything like this. But they got hydrocortisol cream, and they took a Reactin, which is prescribed by a doctor, and they got Reactin.
So like,
and then they would buy,
Reactin,
and then they would purchase over-the-counter allergy eye drops, put a couple in before.
Right.
After words, I have a special technique I like to do on clients' eyes to make sure they don't have an allergic reaction, and that's in my course. Once again, that's something I'm teaching.
So, okay.
So that's kind of the essence of what I'm trying to pick up here is like, yes, we're taking product pictures today, but I also want to have some of these kind of live-ish kind of pictures where I'm doing certain things so they can see.